Good morning, everyone. Dear participant, on behalf of the experts in international trade at the Chamber of Commerce of Metropolitan Montreal, we welcome you to our webinar of the Desjardins International Series, the first one of 2021. So today's topic is Discover the Investment Opportunities in Ecuador. I would like to use this time to thank our partners, starting with the Economic Development Agency of Canada for the regions of Quebec for its ongoing support of World Trade Center Montreal's activities, our sponsor, Desjardins, as well as our collaborator, EDC Export Development Canada, who made this webinar series possible. We also want to thank ProEcuador for providing today's topic. ProEcuador is part of the Vice Ministry for the Promotion of Exports and Investment in charge of executing the policies and regulations for the promotion of exports and investment of the country and to promote its insertion in international trade. It has a wide network of offices, 7 national offices in charge of seeing the needs of the territory and maintaining constant contact with national producers and exporters, as well as 27 international offices focused on research, negotiation, and opening of markets that benefit Ecuador. So our speaker today on behalf of ProEcuador are Oscar Torre, Trade Commissioner of the Trade Office of Ecuador in New York, Alfonso Alava, Director of Investment Project, Ministry of Production, Foreign Trade, Investment and Fisheries, as well as Marco Moya, Director of Investment Policies, Ministry of Production, Foreign Trade, Investment and Fisheries. If you have any questions to our panelists, you can write them in the designated Q&A box located on the bottom center of your screen, and we will address them towards the end of the webinar during the Q&A period. You will also receive a search survey that will pop up in your browser at the end, which we invite you to answer to get your opinion for future events. You will also receive in few seconds another survey that will pop up right now, very short survey, and this one will be used for our personal goals for the Chamber to make sure we can follow up and know what type of companies we are reaching to. So thank you everyone for being here today. And now I invite Mr. Alfonso Alava and Marco Moya to now take the floor. So I believe that Alfonso's microphone is on mute. And Marco Moya, I invite you also to activate your microphone and your video. Thank you.
Hi, Dina. Thank you. Thank you very much. On behalf of the Ministry of Production, Foreign Trade, Investment and Fisheries, I would like to share a fraternal greeting to all of you, dear participants. My colleague and I will present you Ecuador as a destination for investment. I have decided to start this presentation with these pictures. You may all know our country because of the Galapagos Island, because of our exquisite cuisine, our beautiful mountains and beaches. But let me tell you that Ecuador has it all. We have a strong agriculture sector. Our aquaculture and fisheries sector is very well known. We have natural resources like oil, mining, water, etc. We have a dollarized economy. We have very talented and skilled people, and the list could go on. To put you in context, I'm going to briefly give you some important facts about our country. Ecuador capital is Quito. Our area is approximately 109,000 square meters. We use dollar as our main currency. Our population is at 17.3 million approximately. We speak Spanish as our official language, and for business purposes, we use English. We have an alphabetization rate of 91.6%, and the life expectancy of Ecuador is 76 years. Why invest in Ecuador? When we talk about this, as I said before, we have a strong potential of attracting investment. But to reduce this presentation, we would like to tell you about 5 main things: economic stability, developed infrastructure, we have an open economy, we have a strategic location, and we have a favorable ecosystem for investors. All of this is englobed by the attraction and promotion of investment as a state policy. As you can see, our economic indicator shows that FDI has an average growth from 2009 to 2019 of 37%. We have an unemployment index of 6.6% and is among the lowest in the region. This index was till September 2020. Our GDP per capita is $6,183,000 on 2019. Our annual inflation rate is at 0.91%, the second lowest in the region through November 2020. We have had an average GDP growth from 2010 to 2019 of 2.8%, that is bigger than the Latin America and the Caribbean average growth. Developed infrastructure. 90% of the energy production comes from renewable sources. During the past years, we have developed infrastructure projects that allow us to produce clean energy. We have a nationwide 71,000 kilometers of optical fiber, and almost 50% of our country is with 4LTE technology. We are the second country with the best infrastructure in the region. Our government has invested in roads, ports, and airports. During the last year, we start operating our deep water port called Pozorja that allows big shipping companies to enter to our country. We have an open economy. This last year of the resilience has been crucial for us. Our current trade agreements are the one you can see on the slide. In 2020, we approved EFTA, Chile, and the United Kingdom. Agreements in an initial stage of negotiation, we have the Pacific Alliance, Costa Rica, India, Guatemala, Honduras, Panama, and finally, United States of America. During December, our conversation with the American government has been improving a lot, and we signed an agreement that allow us to believe in a future trade agreement with them. We have 21 double tax treaties that it's a big benefit for investors. Ecuador is strategically located for global trade on the South American Pacific coast. As you can see, we are at the middle of the world. Our distance to export or import products, it's strategically. We can arrive to Asia or North America or Europe in quick time. We have a favorable investment ecosystem. through a solid regulatory framework due to the expedition of the Organic Production, Commerce and Investment Code and the Production Development Law and Public-Private Partnership Incentive Law, we have established very attractive incentive for new investments. We have also investment legal instruments that make the investor feel a legal security when they invest in our country. Also, this solid regulatory framework established prioritized sectors, exactly 19 that our economy thinks they're very good, that they have a lot of potential, so we can attract and promote investment. Now, my partner, Marco Moya, will explain you a little bit more about our favorable investment ecosystem.
Thank you, Alfonso. Hello, my name is Marco Moya. I'm going to talk about the investment contract and the different incentive of the new investment in Ecuador. First, the investment contract. The investment contract provides stability over tax incentives established in the Production Code and the Production Development Law. The investment must be at least 1 million, and in the first years, $250,000, and has to create jobs. The duration of the contract up to 50 years, renewable for the initial period approved. For example, the first period 12 years and the second period 12 years. Easing any sector to the economy and the other benefits in addition to the stability of the incentive of the Production Code or the Production Development Law, the foreign exchange tax exemption. And what is the foreign exchange tax? It's a tax applicable to all transfer of money abroad. The rate is 5%, but if you sign an investment contract, you can use the exemption. And the exemption for payment made abroad of the import capital goods or raw materials and paying dividends abroad. And you can use a national or international arbitration clause. Okay, Ecuador has a special economic development zone, are defined as delimited geographical areas of the national territory, custom destination, which seek attract investment through tax incentives, fiscal and custom benefits. For example, 10 years of income tax exemption, foreign exchange tax exemption, custom duty exemption, and we have 4 types: transfer and disaggregation of technology and innovation, industrial diversification, logistic service, and tourism. The first one, Eloy Faro. The second one, Yachay, Pozorja, Litoral, and Quito. We have 5 special economic development zones. Okay, the public-private partnership or PPP program. The PPP consists of a legal financial scheme agreed between a public institution and private entity for provides goods, works, or service for the central government or local government. Once the project is approved, it will be benefits for the incentives established by the law according to the provision of the agreement entered by the parties. For example, we have 2 ports with DP World and Gilport, and 2 highways with Latincorp and Fopeca. The strategic sectors are energy, water, telecommunication, non-renewable natural resources, and others. The PPP programs have different incentives. For example, income tax exemptions, custom exemptions, and others. For other side, the priority sector are 19, for example, agriculture, metalworking, energy, industry, education, hospital, infrastructure, culture, and pharmaceutical. The priority sector have more incentives for the new investment. For example, income tax exemption for 12 or 15 years. The incentive for the new investment. In all, Ecuador have different incentives for the new investment. The first one, the general, for all the investment. The second one, the priority sector, agriculture, metalworking, tourism, energy, and others. The depressed zones and the special economic development zone, and finally the PPP program. In the right hand, we have a summary. For example, 12 years of income tax exemption, the investment oversight Quito and Guayaquil, or 8 years inside Quito and Guayaquil, the most important cities in Ecuador. 15 years if the invest is in industrial or agro-associative over the cantons. 15 years, a new investment in Manabí and Esmeraldas. 20 years of income tax exemption in tourism in Manabí and Esmeraldas. And for all the investment, if the investor signed an investment contract, the foreign exchange tax exemption. It's important because we have a different benefits for all the investment, but depending on localization, you can have more or less incentives. Okay, finally, the investment portfolio. The investment portfolio have 100 projects worth 28 billions, which include energy, tourism, real estate, aquaculture, transport, technology, manufacture, infrastructure, agro-industry, mining, and energy. That's important. We have different projects in all the sectors of the economy, and Ecuador is a destination of investment.
Thanks, Marco. I would like to tell you all that this investment portfolio represents all the opportunities private companies or public institutions has to offer to all investors, foreign or local investors, right? As Marco said, we have approximately 110 projects worth $28 billion. Public projects in our country could be managed or developed, implemented through a PPP model or through a concession model. We would like to explain you a little bit more about how could you invest in the energy sector or in the infrastructure sector or in transport. Imagine right now, the Ministry of Transport has a highway project. You can invest in our country and through an alliance with the Ministry of Transport by signing a PPP contract or by signing a concession. This could benefit private companies because, as Marco said, our incentives are very good, and through the signing of those contracts, all the tax stability is obtained through a period of years. through our trade offices about through all the world in United States of America, South America, Europe, and Asia, we promote and attract investment. This webinar was handled by our trade office of Ecuador in New York. Oscar, are you there?
Yes, thank you. I want to thank everybody for having attended this webinar and for giving us the opportunity to show you the great opportunities that Ecuador offers to foreign investors. Our country is open for investments at the private sectors as well as at the public sector. Our office in New York is available for any additional information or requests that you may have. In this sense, I will share my information in this chat so that you can contact me if necessary.
Dina?
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your presentation. So we are now at the questions period. So I invite anyone from the public who has a question to write it. So I believe we already received a question. So someone is saying that I am an entrepreneur and I live in Montreal, and I'm also Ecuadorian. I would like to import an Ecuadorian product to Montreal. So who should I talk to? Also, I would like to import samples product to Montreal. Is it possible to do with an exception of the cost? The question is from Maria Augusta.
Could you repeat the first part? Because I think the first part belongs to us and the second one we have to.
I will say the first one and then I'll say the second question. So the first part of the question, she would like to import an Ecuadorian product of agriculture to Montreal, and who can she talk to? So can she talk who should be the main contact if she would like to import products, agricultural products?
Yeah, if you want to import products from Ecuador, you can contact us at the New York office, and we will find you a provider in Ecuador, a qualified provider. One of the main things that we do in Ecuador is that we register all the exports that are ready to do exports to the world. So we can help you with that.
Okay, thank you. Also, if you know someone who wants to import samples products to Montreal, is it possible to do? Is there any exceptions to import samples of agricultural products? Or if not, who should she contact you as well?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you. We have more questions. So someone says, if I have a company that produces construction materials, what are the benefits that apply if I invest in Ecuador?
Perfect.
Okay.
Marco, you can
if you have a company that produces construction materials, the construction materials are prioritized sector. The benefits depends the location. For example, a new investment in Ecuador outside Quito, Guayaquil, you can have 12 years of income tax exemptions, or in Quito, Guayaquil, inside 8 years of income tax exemptions. And if you signed an investment contract, you can have foreign exchange tax exemptions to import materials or other things if you need.
Okay, thank you. We have another question from Mr. Charon, who is asking, is there an investment program in the water and sanitation sector? He says that one of his customers has an innovative technology in water treatment for both municipalities and the industry. So for fisheries, brewery, mining, etc. So is there a program for water and sanitation sector he could use?
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure there are some interested programs. As the investor said, this depends on municipalities. We as central government, we work with them so they can upload their project through into our investment portfolio. Now we don't have it on our portfolio, but we are pretty sure that municipalities are implementing this type of projects.
Thank you. Another question from Mr. Samuel Gillen. He says he's an Ecuadorian who lives in Canada and can invest in real estate in Ecuador. Can he invest in real estate in Ecuador and be exempted of taxes?
Well, Marco, this will be me, okay? He can invest in real estate sector. Unfortunately, it's not a prioritized sector. Nevertheless, he can obtain the investment contract benefit, that is the one of the exemption of the foreign outflow tax. So if he invests in real estate and his investment is over $1 million, he can sign an investment contract, right? When he starts importing its capital goods, or, well, in that sector, raw material could be analyzed, so he could get exemption of a foreign exchange outflow.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and excuse me, it's important to say that Ecuador and Canada have a double tax trade. It's very good have the double tax trade, because if you paid income tax in Ecuador, you don't have to pay it in Canada, for example.
Thank you. I have a question for you. So given the current conditions, how has Pro-Ecuador responded to COVID-19's implication to support Ecuador's private sector and the business community at large?
Well, during the COVID-19, we signed, well, we promote as the Committee of Investment, the expedition of a new decree that allowed the extension of the incentives, the incentive for new investment for 2 more years. As Marco explained in his presentation, the incentives of exemption of income tax was established by the productive development law. These incentives were on until 2020, but due to COVID-19, we decided as government, the president decided as government to extend it for 2 more years until 2022. So in that sense, as a government, we are promoting and attracting investment by establishing attractive incentives for new investment. And I should mention also that our trade offices around the world are promoting the export diversification, because we strongly believe that this operation of exporting strengthens the dollarization, and dollarization has brought confidence for our economy.
Thank you.
Okay, and excuse me, the government has changed the deadlines for paying taxes and has great credits. It's important for the private sector.
Great. We receive another question from Mr. Charon. As part of your services, do you facilitate introduction to reliable potential local partners?
Definitely. We are open, and part of our job is to find you reliable partners. So we have a database, and we can find, depending on what you want to invest or what you want to buy, we can find you a good partner over there.
Thank you. I just want to mention to everyone with here that we will also share the contact information and the PowerPoint, so you'll be able to contact them directly if you need assistance.
Dina, and to complement Oscar answer, that's also our job with the investment portfolio. The investment portfolio shares public and private opportunities. In the private opportunities, there are companies or entrepreneurs that are willing to receive investment from investors, right? Through mergers or acquisition, through through sharing shares, all the different models that in the private sector could happen to finally implement the project, right? So in our portfolio, you can see a private projects from the tourist sector, from technology, from agriculture, aquaculture. So foreign investors can analyze them and ask through our trade offices led by Oscar to finally connect the investor with the proponent of the private project.
Thank you. And also, like, due to the current circumstances, for an investor who is looking for new opportunities to diversify its market worldwide, what would make Ecuador an interesting, attractive market at the moment? And what are current markets who might be thriving as for an investment for someone who is looking for opportunities?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Regarding the 19 prioritized sectors that we have focused the investment promotion, the investment attraction and promotion of to 5 main sectors: tourism, agriculture, agro-industry, software, and I forgot this one, the last one, and metal mechanic. Ecuador is well known, as I said at the beginning, because of our agriculture sector. We want to be the world food supplier. So I invite investors to look at us to invest in agriculture and also aquaculture and fisheries. We are very good. Our shrimp is #1 of the world. So we are looking forward to receive foreign investment into those sectors. Also, but this could take a little bit more time. because it depends on public projects. Our public projects that are shown in our portfolio, we have energy sector, we have energy projects that could be of the interest of the investors.
Thank you. So a little close-up question. So what would be the first step for a company interested in expanding to Ecuador for the very first time?
What we need to know is, the first thing, we will need a profile of the company to find a project for that company or a partner for that company. The main thing is to have a profile that we could check and try to match with a good partner in Ecuador. That's the main thing. And you can send it to the office in New York, and we will do everything else.
Okay, well, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you again, Mr. Torre, Mr. Alava, and Mr. Moya for your great presentation today. I hope our participants found it useful. And once again, we will be sharing the presentation and the contacts. So if you need like more help to invest in Ecuador, you can contact them directly. So thanks as well for all the participants for joining us today and engaging in the Q&A period. As a reminder, our next Desjardins International meeting will be on India's market on January 27th. So, and I also want to thank Economic Development Agency of Canada for the region of Quebec for its ongoing support of our activities, our sponsor Desjardins, and our collaboration Exportation and Development Canada, who make this series possible. And thanks again to Pro Ecuador, Mr. Torre, Mr. Moya, and Mr. Alava. For today, it was quite a pleasure having you. Thank you for being here today. And I wish everyone a great day and a happy new year. And we hope we will have good news for 2021.
Thank you very much, Dina. And we are open for any information that you need.
Thank you very much, Dina, too. From our side, it was a pleasure to present Ecuador as a destination for investment.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Bye.